Video is by Kaching on why cloud-based submission softwares just don't work. Now, when I say cloud-based submission software, what I mean by that is any software you use online through a web browser. So if it's a software that doesn't have any downloadable content, any download, if you don't download this software and you're just accessing it through a web browser, that's called a cloud-based software. Now, let's get into why a cloud-based software doesn't work. Well, here's the basic overview. You have your URL or website you want to promote. You enter into this cloud software, and the software then goes out and makes a submission. Whether that submission is a social bookmark, a directory submission, or some Web 2.0 property. But it's more complicated than that, so let's look behind the scenes on what's actually going on. Really, your URL is going to the software. That software then uses one of their IPs and submits to their own cloud account, their account that they created, that they hold. And then the submission is made. And this workflow would be just fine and dandy. It would never create any problems. But this isn't reality. Real life is lots of users are using this cloud software. So lots of input is going in. And what's the problem with that is that there is now more submissions going through that IP, more submissions being made to that single cloud account, and more submissions are being made, which is an immediate red flag for these accounts. Let's call this cloud account StumbleUpon, the popular social bookmarking account StumbleUpon. StumbleUpon will quickly see that, wow, I'm getting spammed by hundreds of people to a single account with a single IP. They immediately stop new submissions from being made, and most oftentimes they actually ban that account, which means all your links on that account that were made are lost. So let's look at a more advanced cloud software. These guys now went to India or Philippines and they had thousands of accounts made. So they had thousands of accounts made on StumbleUpon, and now they don't think there should be any problem. But again, there is a problem because they only have a single IP. So that IP is associated with too many accounts, which is a red flag, which again means banned accounts and frowny face, you lost your submissions. This time, they think they have it done right though. They got thousands of IPs, tens of thousands of accounts, and now when you enter your URL, it goes in, it picks a random IP, and that random IP picks a random account and a submission is made. So far so good, or is it? Because again, eventually this IP will be associated with every single account over time because it was random. So these IPs will be banned, which will be ban the accounts they were associated with, which means you lost your links and submissions again. Doesn't work. So they've learned from their mistakes, and this is a very advanced cloud-based software. Now what they've done is they're using your accounts. They are no longer using their own accounts. So you enter in your account information for Twitter, Facebook, Dig, whatever it is, into their software. So you enter your URL, the software then uses its IP, and it submits to your account. Now they also got more sophisticated with their IPs. Their IPs are now just assigned to just small amounts of accounts. Just your account here, in fact. But the problem is IPs are hard to obtain, they're expensive, and this business model is not scalable. So as they get more and more customers, they start having IPs touch a few accounts. It's not random anymore, but each IP now handles multiple accounts. Well, there's actually a sweet spot I learned when I ran my cloud-based software, that you can only have so many IPs associated with so many accounts before they do ban them. So this cloud-based software would have to be very clever in knowing that. But another problem is that even if they didn't associate IPs with too many accounts and get them banned, what if the guy that you're associated with turns out to be a spammer? Whether he's submitting porn, whether he's submitting duplicate articles over and over, or whether he's submitting like a bait and switch where his titles don't match his URL that he's posting. Now you start having some serious issues with your IP, and because some bozo is with your IP, you've lost your account and your links. And it would be even a worse case scenario now, because before you were losing just cloud accounts, but this was your account. Could you imagine losing your business's Twitter account or any type of Web 2.0 property is now banned because it's been associated with some IP that some spammer was associated with? It's just an awful, awful setup. And by the way, I had thousands and thousands of IPs in my cloud-based software, and it's extremely difficult to get new IPs. So as you get new customers, it's very easy to use the IPs you have for those new customers. Obtaining new IPs, you have to fill out forms of why you need these IPs. It's a very strict process, and saying that you need these IPs just for submission process is not an acceptable way to get an IP. So this whole process just does not work. So there has to be a better way. And that's exactly what I asked myself when I started building Kaching. So let's see how Kaching handles submissions. So you have your URL or your website, and you submit that information to Kaching. Kaching is a downloadable software and uses your IP. It then uses your account, and then you have your submission made, which is your backlink. So all Kaching is a tool that uses your information and just cuts the work out of it for you. But it uses your IP, your account, you're in complete control, and now there is no risk that you're going to lose your account, that other people are going to be submitting spam material in with your account, or that you might get your IP banned. There's none of that. So what Kaching does is it really takes the best of both worlds. As a downloadable software, you're getting the power of looking natural because it is completely natural. And two is Kaching utilizes the cloud in a very great way. By any information you enter into Kaching, it's stored in the cloud. So that means you can access Kaching on your laptop, your office, or your home, and all that information is synced between all your different Kaching copies. So you're getting the best of both worlds, as a cloud software tries to mimic being real, but it's not. It's not a natural process, and they're going to get banned over and over and over again. And I would think twice before handing over my accounts or investing time or money in these softwares out there that are doing all the submissions over the cloud. And these cover submissions, softwares that build accounts for you. Any of those types of things that are done over the cloud is a very risky business, in my opinion. This has been a video by Kaching, a downloadable software that handles social bookmarking, RSS, distribution, search engine submission, directory submission, pinging, URL shortening, and more. And you can visit and find out more information at pingkaching.com. Thank you for watching this video.